Today is all about my journey to baby, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to take away some key nuggets to implement into your journey. This journey is something wild. And mine all started in November of 2018 when I got engaged. And I decided, okay, I'm going to go off birth control because I knew it took a few months to clear my system. But then, other than that, I'm going to get pregnant super easily because that is what I was told. I was never taught how to get pregnant, I was only taught how to avoid it. For over 4.5 years, I was trying to bring my baby home. More than anything, I wanted to be a mom. And today I'm going to share with you my journey and the steps I took to see those positive two pink lines. So we are going to roll all the way back to November of 2018 when your girl got engaged. It was at that point that I decided that I wanted to go off birth control. No more BC for me. I knew it needed a few months to clear my system, but other than that, my doctor said all systems are go. You can baby dance and you'll get pregnant. Now, because I was over the age of 35, she did say if we tried for 6 months naturally and it did not work, she wanted to send me to a fertility clinic. No problem. I got you. This is going to be super easy. So we went to the fertility clinic, they did a bunch of testing, and they said, we're just going to start you with just monitoring your cycles. So you get up early, you go to your 7 a.m. appointments, they ultrasound you, take blood work, they watch your follicles grow, they tell you it is go time now, baby dance. And that went on for a few months and no positives. It was at that point that we started introducing medicated cycles. So this is when you're trying your letrozole and your Clomid and maybe even a trigger shot to bring your baby home and making sure you're ovulating. I mean, I had the perfect follicle size. Everything was dropping perfectly. Still no baby. Now we're starting to round out the end of year one when a ultrasound tech said to me, "Hey sis, has anyone ever said anything to you about your fibroid?" And I was like, "No, not really. What do you mean by that?" "I'm not allowed to say anything, but maybe do a bit of investigation." And that was the first time anyone had mentioned to me about fibroids. At this point, we had done medicated cycles, we did cycle monitoring, and we had done one round of IUI. And fibroids are now just coming up. From there, I did IVF, more rounds of IUI. I was heartbroken and devastated time after time. I started implementing acupuncture, Chinese medicine specialists, so many different things. I remember researching till I was blue in the face to maybe get every supplement under the sun. Hey, at one point I was on 20 different pills and powders and drinks because somewhere something helped somebody, but it wasn't working for me and it wasn't working for my body. There were moments when I broke down and cried and begged, when was it going to be my turn? Why don't I deserve to be a mom? I remember clearly when my sister got pregnant for the second time, how heartbroken and devastated I was. I remember family members saying to me, "Don't you want to give that man a baby?" Or, "Aren't you getting old? Don't you want to have kids now?" And every single time it was like a knife to the heart, sis. And if you are hearing some of these things in your journey, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you so much love. I have now moved on to my second fertility clinic. And again, they're doing all the testing. Everything looks normal. The sperm is great. Everything looks good. But I'm still not seeing a positive pregnancy test. Year 3 is when I decided, no, I ain't doing this no more. But my heart was still calling me to a mom. I was feeling defeated and broken down and beat up, and I can't even put into words the emotional roller coaster that I was on. I started going to therapy to process the feelings and the emotions. But why don't I deserve to be a mom? Why am I still on this journey? By the time we got to year 3.5, I was now on my second fibroid surgery. And this was a major myomectomy where they cut you open like a C-section and go in there. All in all, I've had 26 fibroids removed. 26 fibroids. But you know what happened after that? I went to my third fertility clinic. And I was basically told, yeah, you had no business trying to conceive, being on all of that medication, doing all of those IUIs, doing all of those medical procedures before you got those fibroids removed. What? You mean I have wasted the last 3.5 years doing everything possible to get pregnant, and there was no way I was going to get pregnant without having that surgery? I was heartbroken. I was devastated. And girl, when I say I was pissed off, thousands and thousands of dollars later, time, medical treatments, appointments, devastation, heartache, crying, not being able to leave the house, and 40 pounds gained because of the medication. And you mean to tell me that there was absolutely no way I was going to get pregnant? This experience is exactly why I do what I do. It was in that moment that I said, no more. No more. I decided to take back control of my fertility journey. I decided that it was time for me to take control of my health. So it was December of 2023, and the husband and I always go on a 2-week cleanse, or it's not quite 2 weeks, but we always go on a cleanse between New Year's and his birthday, which is the beginning of January. Just a nice reset, feeling better, healthy kickstart. But you see, this time was a little bit different for me. This time I started tuning in to what my body was actually saying. And slowly I went on this healing journey, and I started eating more along the lines of a Mediterranean pescatarian, right? So a lot of fish, a lot of seafood, olive oils, healthy vegetables, healthy fats. I ended up cleaning up my diet. I started working out again, but this time I was working out for healing. I was working out for enjoyment. There were walks, there was exercise in the park, there was strength training, but I wasn't going balls to the wall, HIIT training. I was doing a moderate intensity exercise. I started focusing on stress management and sleep, really improving my lifestyle. And after 4.5 years of trying to conceive, I saw my 2 pink lines in 12 weeks. One of the biggest things that I did was I cut back on my supplements. I went from 20 different pills and powers down to 5. This is when I became obsessed with becoming a fertility doula. This is when I became obsessed with everything fertility, understanding the ins and outs, how the body works, how the menstrual cycle works, what I can do to support it and not take away from it. See, your body is always telling you something. We just need to start listening. Once I started learning about what the body was doing, once I started learning how to master my cycle, I felt empowered and control. Once I cleaned up my diet, I had more energy. Once it stopped being all about baby dancing at the wrong time, I had a better connection with my spouse. You see, I focused on healing my whole body, all aspects of it, instead of just focusing on trying to get pregnant. You might think that expensive treatments and going to the fertility clinic is the only way you can bring your baby home, but I'm here to tell you, sis, that is not always the case. Sometimes it's about taking back control of your fertility journey and stepping into what your body needs. It's about getting on the right supplements, cleaning up your diet, looking at your lifestyle, going into the fertility clinic empowered, knowing what the tests are, knowing what questions to ask, knowing what to look for. I handed over my power. I believed that the fertility clinics had my best interests at heart. And sis, some of them out there are absolutely amazing. Some of them bring babies home all the time. They truly do. But when you've been on this journey a little bit longer, or you've been going to the fertility clinic a little bit longer, I just have found that they don't explain things as much, that you can be left in the dark about your own body. I am telling you, if it wasn't for that fertility text saying, ask questions about fibroids, I never would have known. I wouldn't know. 26 fibroids were removed. 26! So the question becomes, what do you do? Where do you start? Well, the first thing I'm going to say to you is you got to master your cycle, understanding what your body's telling you, the information it's giving you. Secondly, you got to clean up your lifestyle. That made a huge difference in my journey. Looking at your diet, your exercise, your sleep, your stress management, all of that heals different aspects of your body that all pinpoint to reproduction, that all come together to bringing your baby home. And the last one, sis, is throw away majority of the supplements. Not every supplement is made for every body. It's not. Sometimes supplements can block your blessing. And this is exactly what I teach you to do inside the Heal to Conceive tribe, how to heal your body to conceive and see your two pink lines. But for now, I want you to pick three things to start working on. Number one, mastering your ovulation. So are you tracking LH, BBT, and cervical mucus consistently? Number two is cleaning up a diet. So you could do a Mediterranean, a low-carb keto, or a fertility-friendly diet, depending on what works best for your body. And number three is cleaning up your supplements. Sis, you don't need every supplement, and I really feel like you should connect with a professional to make sure you're on the right ones for your body. If you want me to help you out, don't worry, I got you. My contact information is in the description box below. Most importantly, I don't want you to lose hope. I don't want you to lose hope. I was on the journey for over 4.5 years before I saw my two pink lines. I am here for you, so you never feel alone. You got this. And when you don't got it, I got you. Remember, everybody's body is unique, and your journey may look completely differently, but you are meant to be a mom. Baby dust for all.